Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Blockbuster Brothers. We are talking the new trailer from the final installment of the Mission Impossible series called The Final Offering. Now, let me start with this. Throughout this series, okay, I did some number crunching, aka AI did it for me.
Oh
The
boy.
total budget for all of these movies, excluding this one, $1.18 billion with a box office of $4.14 billion. So if anybody's going, oh, who's watching these Mission Impossible movies? Do they even have an audience? You're damn tootin' they have an audience. They have been crushing it every single installment. With that said, the average budget for each one of these films is around $160 million. And then with an average box office around 590. So you're talking about movie over movie costing a lot of money. Anything over 100 million, I mean, even $80 million is a lot, but these are over $150 million per film, and they're making a ton of money. This new one is set to have a $300 to $400 million budget. So they are going all out.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's really interesting. And you know what? Yeah, you have to give it to Tom Cruise in having this IP. I believe he owns it. He's probably just making an absolute killing from it. I mean, you heard those numbers. There's no denying that. I will say this though. Ever since, and I have been a big fan of this series, and I've liked it despite whatever you might think about Tom Cruise as a human being, because that's a whole nother conversation, and a whole nother conversation of, can you respect the art without respecting the artist, and vice versa, whatever. But we'll disregard that for now and just look at Mission Impossible as a whole. And honestly, so I got two, maybe three things that first off I wanted to bring up. First off, it was kind of interesting to see some cameos of cast that was going to be in it. Nick Offerman's in this movie. The owner from Ted Lasso is in it. I forget her name, and I apologize for that. And Mr. Milchick from Severance is in it. So they're kind of taking some of the most popular actors from other shows, which kind of always scares me a little bit when they're throwing stars at you and not like story. And which kind of leads me to the next thing is that this last Mission Impossible, I think ever since they've lost Rebecca Ferguson, who was the lead in Silo, the Mission Impossibles has taken a dip where she was, I think, very underrated to how important and how good of a job she did for these Mission Impossible movies. She played both sides. She added this element of production value and story value that just took the Mission Impossible from being a good movie to great movies, great watches. And since she's left the last one, it hasn't been there, which kind of leads me to the next point of like what this movie really is these are really, it started out Mission Impossible as being like a movie. I think it's really become just Tom Cruise's doing stunts. I think that they sell this movie off of not even really having a script, but having like 6 or 7 like stunts that Tom wants to do himself, and they kind of write a story around that. And I think that is probably why these stories are starting to, it's become, the focus is more on the stunts than the story. And the fact that they're like shooting these stunts, and in the last movie, the woman who played the co-star in it, she was shooting scenes without even knowing her character's name, which is kind of incredible, to be shooting scenes and you don't even know a character's name and you're like going stunts force. So I'm a little worried. We see these trailers that just throw stunts at us. Like, I want to see a cohesive story. I love the stunts, but what made Mission Impossible's work before was the combination of these crazy stunts in line with the story. And without a story, stunts mean nothing. So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Yeah, yeah. And I think at least when I saw that it was the final installment, I had an instinct. My first instinct was like, good. Not because, oh, it's enough, but it does feel like the right time to end it. This is the eighth Mission Impossible film. What an incredible accomplishment to make that many movies and still crush it at the box office and make a lot of people happy. So I'm hoping, I mean, certainly the budget infers that they're going to go all out. So I hope the story's great. I'm with you on that, because if it's a really culminating, excellent film mixed in with all these stunts, what a cap to end this Mission Impossible series. So we'd love to know if you're a fan of the Mission Impossible series. Do you think it's dipped? Do you not like the first couple but like these newer ones? We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And I think I'm going to be going to see it. I think I'm going to be going to see it.
Well, it's the last chance to, so we might as well. But
Right.
we'll see y'all next time on the next episode of Blockbuster Brothers. We love you all. Peace out.